AI just took over lead generation. And if you're an agent or agency owner who hasn't figured out what that means for your business yet, this video is going to change everything for you. Because the entire way leads get generated, qualified, and converted is being rebuilt from the ground up. And most people in this industry have no idea how fast it's actually moving. I know this because I spend all day on the cutting edge of lead generation. My team and I have managed over $100 million in ad spend. We work across insurance, home services, and every vertical you can think of. And I'm watching this shift happen in real time. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what changed, why it matters, and the 5 shifts that are separating agents making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month from everyone else still grinding on cold calls. This is how you capitalize on the AI gold rush in lead gen before everyone else catches on. All right, this first shift is the most important one, and it's the foundation for everything else I'm going to share. And that shift is the move from chasing leads to having leads call you. Now, if you've been in this industry for any amount of time, you already know what the old model looks like. You buy a list, you spend your whole day dialing and hoping someone answers, but most people don't. The ones who don't remember filling out the form, half of them already talked to 5 other agents. And by the time you get someone on the phone who's actually interested, you've burned through hours of your day just trying to get a single conversation. Now, phone-based leads are inherently higher intent and they convert significantly better than digital clicks. Studies show inbound calls convert 10 to 15 times more than web leads. Callers convert 30% faster and spend 28% more than people who just fill out a form online. This is why the pay-per-call market is projected to hit $12 billion by 2026. And it's happening because marketers are finally shifting from raw lead volume to high-value outcome-driven engagement. So what does this mean, and where is the opportunity for you? There are really only 2 questions that really matter here. Number 1, should you keep playing the old lead game or should you shift to the inbound call model? And number 2, if you choose to shift, what exactly do you need to set up to take advantage? In my opinion, staying in the old lead game, buying lists and cold calling people who don't want to hear from you is a losing proposition. You should move away from that as fast as humanly possible. At best, you grind out a few deals while burning yourself out. At worst, you waste thousands of dollars on leads that never convert and you end up leaving the industry entirely. The new game is simple though. You stop chasing and you start attracting. When someone calls you because they saw something that made them interested and they decided to pick up the phone, that's a completely different conversation. They're not annoyed, they're not suspicious, and they're not trying to get off the phone as fast as possible. Instead, they have questions, they want answers, and they're open to buying if you can help them. That's what this whole shift is about. The second shift is how AI is changing the way leads get qualified before they ever reach you. And this is where things get really, really interesting. In the past, if you ran ads, you'd get a mix of everyone. Qualified buyers who click by accident, and people who don't even remember filling out the form. And you'd spend your whole day sorting through that mess, trying to find the real buyers. AI is changing that on the front end. Now, when someone sees an ad and clicks, they go through a series of qualifying questions. The funnel asks about their age, whether they have Medicare A and B, and if they have chronic conditions, and whether they're actually looking to compare coverage options. The AI-driven funnel filters out the people who don't qualify before they ever get on the phone. Then, before they're connected to you, they go through an IVR that confirms their eligibility and intent one more time. By the time that phone rings on your end, you already know this person saw the ad, answered the qualifying questions, confirmed the intent through the IVR, and chose to make the call. That is a completely different conversation than cold calling someone who doesn't remember you or know who you are or remember filling out a form. So let me break down the numbers. Agents using this model close 1 out of 3 calls every time. Most agents are lucky to close 1 out of 15 or 20 when they're just buying leads. Some are closing 1 out of 30 or 40. 1 out of 3 changes everything about your business. It's all about efficiency. And these aren't 20-year veterans with some secret script either. These are regular agents who plugged into the right system and started producing right away. Now, the third shift is AI-powered fraud detection and lead quality. This is the one that nobody talks about, but it's costing the industry billions of dollars. Fake leads and spam calls have been a problem forever. You pay for a lead, you call them, turns out it's a fake number or someone who never filled out the form, or a phone number that was disconnected. And so you waste your money, your time, and there's nothing you can do about it. But luckily, AI is changing this completely. Now, systems can analyze calls in real time for fraudulent patterns, vocal inconsistencies, suspicious phrases, mismatches between what someone said on the forum and what they said on the call. If something doesn't add up, the system flags it or blocks it before it ever wastes your time. One affiliate network reported 30% less fraud and 15% more conversations after deploying AI-powered lead screening. That means you're getting cleaner calls that actually convert instead of wasting your money. And this does more than just save you money on bad leads. It changes your entire relationship with spending on ads. When you know your leads are clean, you stop second guessing every dollar you put into the system because you're not worried about getting burnt by fake numbers and junk calls anymore. You can actually trust the data, and that allows you to start scaling with confidence. But here's where it gets even more powerful. Once you've solved the fraud problem and you know your leads are real, the next question becomes, how do you get more of the right ones? How do you find the people who aren't just real, but who are actually ready to buy? And that's the fourth shift, predictive targeting. This is where the big operators are starting to separate from everyone else. In the old model, you'd run ads and hoped the right people clicked. You'd cast a wide net and pray. But now that the AI gold rush is here, predictive analytic tools now analyze data across multiple channels. Demographics, location, past behavior, search history. They can identify which people are most likely to convert before you ever spend $1 on them. And the systems keep learning. It tracks which leads actually buy, and it refines the targeting to focus on more people like them. That means fewer wasted clicks and higher quality leads entering your pipeline. And this is why you're seeing some operators pay $50 or $60 for a lead and still print money, because they're not buying random leads. They're buying leads that have a 30 to 50% chance of closing. And the math works completely different when you know the lead is qualified before you ever talk to them. Think about what that actually means for your business. Instead of spending $500 on ads and hoping you get lucky, you're spending $500 on ads that are specifically targeted to people who are looking for what you're selling, who are your best buyers. The AI is looking at signals you'd never be able to track manually. What time of day they're searching, what devices they're on, what other sites they visited, what keywords they typed in before they found you. And it's matching all of that against patterns from people who already bought. So every dollar you spend gets smarter over time. The more data that goes into the system, the better the targeting gets, and the higher your close rates climb. But the part that most people miss is that predictive targeting only works if you can actually measure the outcome. You need to know which of those leads turned into sales, which source actually producing, and which ones are just burning money. And that brings us to the fifth shift, which is outcome-based optimization. This is the piece that ties everything together and makes all the other shifts actually work. In the past, you'd run campaigns and have almost no visibility into what was actually working. Maybe you'd get some basic metrics at the end of the month, or maybe you'd know how many leads you bought, but not which ones converted. Now, AI embeds analytics directly into the funnel. Every call is tracked, every outcome is recorded. You can see exactly which ads, which keywords, which traffic sources are generating the leads that actually close. And you can feed that data back into Google and Meta so the algorithms optimize for revenue instead of just clicks. Real-time dashboards show you conversion rates, cost per acquisitions, even call sentiment. So you can just adjust your spend on the fly instead of waiting until the end of the month to find out if you wasted your budget. That level of precision was impossible a few years ago. Now, it's becoming the standard for people who are capitalizing on the lead generation AI gold rush. Every call that comes in teaches the system something new. Every sale, every no-show, every dead lead, it all goes back into the machine. So the ads get smarter, the targeting gets tighter, and your cost per acquisition drops over time. Most agents are flying blind. They spend money, they get leads, they close some, and they have no idea which part of the process is actually working. With AI-powered analytics, you have an instrument panel that shows you exactly where to put your money and exactly where to pull it back. And when you can see everything in real time, you stop making emotional decisions and start making profitable ones. That's the difference between agents who stay stuck at the same income year after year and agents who scale to $30,000, $40,000, even $50,000 a month. It's not about working harder anymore. It's about knowing what's actually working. And that brings us to how you actually implement all 5 of these shifts. Now, if you're an agent doing Medicare, final expense, health, life, whatever vertical, and you're tired of chasing leads, you need to shift to an inbound call model immediately. Stop buying lists and stop doing cold calling. Get yourself into a system where qualified buyers are calling you. If you're an agency and you want to give your agents a better way to produce without burning them out, you need AI-powered qualification at the front of your funnel. Let the funnel and the IVR handle the screening so your humans can focus on closing. If you're in home services, legal, healthcare, any industry where phone calls drive revenue, the same principles apply. The pay-per-call AI gold rush isn't limited to insurance. It's happening across every vertical where inbound calls are worth money. Now, if you're trying to figure out how to actually implement this, I built a platform specifically to solve this problem. It's an end-to-end customer acquisition platform that puts all of this into one system. So instead of paying for 10 different tools, a CRM, a dialer, a call tracking, a lead source, a marketing agency, you get everything in one place. The only number you need to think about is what does it cost you to talk to a new qualified person? You log in, press play when you want to take calls, press pause when you need to take a break, and that's it. Now, I won't talk about it too much in this video, but the average agent using our platform has seen a 10 to 20x increase in production. So if you want to see how this can work for your business, I'll leave a link in the description below where you can book your demo. But if you want to learn more about how we built this over $100 million in ad spend, I made a full breakdown of the video that I'll leave on the screen right now, somewhere here. Click it and I'll see you there.